A Shoppers Drug Mart pharmacy in downtown Toronto is facing backlash over an online job posting this week seeking a volunteer to work in the store. A parent company, Loblaw, says the listing was an error. Sarah MacMillan joins me now with more on how the listing got posted in the first place, and this has not surprisingly caused some heated reaction. Sarah, what exactly was the job posting advertising?
Well, Kelda, this posting went up earlier this week on LinkedIn, and it was posted by the pharmacy owner at the Shoppers Drug Mart at King and Peter Streets in downtown Toronto, and it very clearly advertised the role as a volunteer position in the store, with tasks including assisting customers, organizing inventory, and restocking shelves. Now, the listing was taken down yesterday morning, but it was already making the rounds online. I spoke with John Gunn, who's been a customer at this Shoppers location for more than a decade.
My first reaction was this has to be a joke or some kind of misunderstanding. But the second thing that went through my mind was that this is a for-profit company, and a volunteer position for what would otherwise be a paid position I found outrageous.
And Sarah, what has Shoppers said about all this?
Well, a spokesperson for parent company Loblaw told me in a statement that the job posting was an error and that it does not have volunteers working in stores. Now, we also phoned the pharmacy and spoke with the owner who posted the job. He declined to do an interview, but he told me he realizes now that it was a mistake to post this job, but says his intentions were good. He says he was trying to help people looking for Canadian work experience, saying he often gets messages from people seeking opportunities even if they're unpaid. Now, I was curious about that, so I reached out to the Toronto Region Immigrant Employment Council. It surveyed newcomers 2 years ago and found that more than half cited a lack of Canadian work experience as a major barrier to getting a job. So I asked CEO Gillian Mason about her reaction to the Shoppers story.
And so the fact that this action was taken was probably a reaction to what our studies show, which is that Canadian experience is a barrier. However, that barrier needs to be overcome by employers increasing their capacity to actually hire and retain and advance immigrants.
Now, Ontario did actually recently pass legislation banning employers from requiring Canadian work experience in job postings, and Mason says it is a big and important step.
And Sarah, as we mentioned, this has caused a lot of reaction, prompted a social media flurry this week. What else can you tell us about this public reaction?
Yeah, so even though the listing has been taken down, Shoppers has certainly been fielding criticism on social media this week, even prompting some customers to say they'll take their business elsewhere. Now, John Gunn, the customer we heard from before, says this now deleted job posting from Shoppers feels to him kind of like a continuation of a trend of customers being asked to do more and more free labor for companies.
From bringing your own bags to packing your bags to using self-checkout, and now having the nerve to ask customers to volunteer literally stacking the shelves. And I thought there had to be a line drawn somewhere.
Now, Gunn says that he is drawing that line by switching to a different pharmacy.
All right, thank you so much for this, Sarah. CBC Toronto reporter Sarah MacMillan.